This article from Collider, Star Wars' biggest problem is the fans. Look at all these diverse. I like how they couldn't even be bothered to get more hands. They just fucking mirrored it. Right? They just fucking mirrored the hands to show them pointing from both directions. Star Wars projects have been facing relentless online hate and criticism, impacting performers and creators. Modern Star Wars projects have expanded the universe with diverse representation, but also weathered backlash in the process. The future of Star Wars should be focused on representation and inclusivity, overcoming toxic elements in the fandom. The future of Star Wars should be focused on entertaining people, regardless of who the people are on screen or off. That should be the only focus for them. The idea of it should be focused on representation and inclusivity is like the most retarded thing I could possibly imagine. Any entertainment property should focus on entertainment first and foremost. And by turning Star Wars into this, essentially this world that you can come into and put your modern day identity politics into it from whatever experiences you have as an unfuckable lesbian, as someone that had a fallout with her sister and they didn't talk for years. And you can just make this into a big virtue signal for your entire life as you led, unassuming women to Harvey Weinstein's hot tub so they could get fucked in the ass by that fucking freak. Like, this is what Star Wars is now. And the media will defend them relentlessly.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know who this person is. And it feels so specific. And the timing is so interesting of like, okay, we've got 2 episodes left. And you have to wonder if anybody at Lucasfilm is actually behind these types of articles going out too, like, because it's true, like they do hate the fan base. Like, this is not something we come up with for thumbnails and videos. Like, it is true that Lucasfilm hates the fans. They truly do. And that's almost a top to bottom thing at this point in time. I do know that years ago, there were people at Lucasfilm that actually were really big fans of what, we were doing on the YouTube side. A lot of us, I don't know of anybody I'm not saying they don't exist. I'm saying I don't hear from anyone anymore. It just feels like they truly despise the fandom at their core. And they're just doing the work of the studio without the studio being directly blamed for it, because they this is their only excuses. Well, it has to be the toxic fans. There's no way we put out a bad show. It's like, no, you did put out a bad show. The fans are here to give you feedback. That's really all the fans are here to do, is give you feedback. You don't have to listen to every single thing the fans say. You don't have to do everything the fans want you to do. But taking that feedback into account is a crucial thing for a thriving franchise that's built off of fandom. And they just don't do it.
And this is not, it's just a small group. That's not what this is. And the idea of comparing it to other Star Wars projects that we've seen, nothing has come close to what we're witnessing for the Acolyte, right? Not even like The Last Jedi, as divisive as that was, you're talking about closer to half of people hating it and half of people liking it. This is not that. The Acolyte is not that. This is overwhelming rejection from this thing. And it's not just the identity politics or the agenda. It's everything when it comes to this show. It's the dialogue, it's the pacing, it's the characters' motivations or lack thereof to explain any fucking reason. It's ignoring canon or creating your own new shit because of whatever you want to at that given time. There are so many problems with this show that the idea of representation and inclusivity, that's like, at this point, that is like the 5th, 6th, 7th most talked about thing when it comes to this series. But it will not stop places like Collider. And you can immediately tell where this, I don't know who this person is either, Cameron Bennett, but you can immediately tell what their frame of mind is from this first paragraph. The internet has never made it easy for people to speak their minds.
Jesus Christ.
That's your first sentence. The internet made that so easy to fucking do.
Yes.
Now, one thing that happens on the internet, just like in real life, if you say something, people are going to respond to you. The internet has made that significantly easier for fucking freaks and weirdos like you to speak your mind. But as a result, you might have to put up with some people speaking their mind back to you. That's how it works. convenience of digital connection aside, there have always been online trolls and toxic comments ready to pounce on anyone who dares to bear their authentic self in public life. This dude's definitely gay or trans. There's no fucking way. And the newest round of controversies and unfounded criticisms directed at Star Wars projects demonstrates that the beloved sci-fi franchise is no different. For decades, viewers have been relentlessly attacking Star Wars performers and creators. And of course, they bring up the unacceptable abuse that Star Wars prequel era actors like Ahmad Best received from fans in the late 90s and early 2000s.
That was from the media.
Oh, that's right. That was from the media, wasn't it? What about Jake Lloyd? Jake Lloyd was attacked by the fans, right?
Yeah, big attack from the fan base. Oh, wait, no, that was the media as well.
Too. That's weird. That's weird how all these things work. How these stories you continue to repeat and hope that people buy into the lie that happened decades ago. That's the point. That's what you're trying to push forward here.
Yeah, Ahmad Best has even talked about how the media coverage is what got to him. He has talked about that.
He said the media coverage of his character almost drove him to kill himself.
Yeah.
The media, these people with their diverse finger pointing, right? These people in the media are the ones that did that to Ahmad Best.
Yep.
Not the fans.
It's on record. He said it. But again, as I said, when you talk about the people that write this article, the type of people that write this article, everyone's race and gender is only there for their narrative. If they can build a race and gender, or if they can build a narrative around it, they will. So for instance, what is the source of why Kelly Marie Tran faced any criticism? What is the source? The source is a white male that literally made her intentionally unattractive and unlikable in the role of Rose Tico, named Ryan Johnson. Kelly Marie Tran, if you've seen any interview with her,
she's bubbly.
She's
nice.
A sweetheart. Yeah. She's a sweetheart. She's got a ton of energy. She's got a great personality. And they made her an unlikable, they put her in a potato sack and made her an unlikable character with terrible dialogue. That's Ryan Johnson's fault. Well, why are we attacking the white male for that one? Well, because that white male works into their narrative, so they have to blame somebody else for it. Race and gender only exist for chess pieces in their game of social justice. That's it.
And really, no one, probably like a handful, right? But no one in the general scheme of things was actually attacking Kelly Marie Tran for that. And even the alleged, look at these Instagram comments. There's like 2 Instagram comments that say, wow, I hate your fucking character. Like, are there people that sometimes go too far associated with a character or whatever? Like the actor who plays Kristen Cole in House of the Dragon privated his Instagram just because everybody was coming on there and say, your character is the worst. I hate Kristen Cole and shit like that. But in terms of attacking Kelly Marie Tran, we didn't really see any evidence of that at all. Nope. According to her, the pressure she felt from being in Hollywood, being in the spotlight, that's one of the reasons she took a step back from social media. Same thing with Daisy Ridley. The reason Daisy Ridley left social media for a while was because she had a bad take about gun control. It didn't have anything to do with Star Wars. She had a bad take about gun control as someone in the UK talking about gun control in the United States. And she got criticized for that. And she decided, well, maybe I need to step away from this. But when it comes to Star Wars fans, she's never had anything, according to her, she's only had positive interactions with fans. Mm-hmm. So this is a lie that continues to get spewed by people with this agenda, that it couldn't possibly be that Leslie Headland made a bad Star Wars show. The problem must be the fans. And unfortunately for Collider, as Gary said, the fans are now your biggest problem, and that's a good thing.
That's right.
They turned off replies to their Twitter post. Yep. Now, thankfully, maybe they were so embarrassed they had to turn them back on, but they have turned them back on, and it is getting absolutely annihilated.
How many likes does it have right now?
138 or 136.
Jeez, what?
700 comments.
That's a bad ratio, dude. Holy crap. Like,
especially
no
when they
interaction.
Protected it for hours.
Yeah, exactly. No interaction whatsoever. How many followers does Collider have? A couple 100,000?
154,000.
154,000 and 150 or 130? Is that it? 136 likes? Good Lord, man.
It's got 136,000 views, though, which means 1% of people that saw it liked it.